Hey, this is Will Neff with Neff Family Financial. Wanted to talk to the MGAs, managing agents, team managers, hiring managers. If you're in the industry and you're starting off, you're looking to go down the path of management, or you got into it sort of on accident, had some friends, had some people, somebody handed you a couple agents. What are you doing? What are you using to manage your pipeline? Like, I know it was a cluster for me in the beginning. I had a lot of good managers, I guess, not role models. A lot of good people in my corner. We were all learning from each other. Nobody had really taken the step to manage like real CRMs. There was one guy like that have his thumb on a little more information than the rest of us. I remember there was a didn't matter. There like I've said this in videos and I've talked to other agents about it, especially when I talk about my path, my start in this industry. One of the phrases that I talk about is I didn't get in this business to be a marketing expert or to learn marketing or any of that. And as true as that may be, even as just an agent, you're running a business, period. You're running a business. Okay. And to get even just like 10% better than somebody who relies on a lead generation system at social media, making videos, doing any content in your local area, you're going to have a leg up on the people that don't. Just like the people that set up tables at Walmart or the people that do. In my career, I've seen agents that would set up an event at an apartment complex, right, where it's mostly seniors that live in this place, or it's supposed to be 55 and up. And usually those people, the agents, it sort of rotated. We would bring this up in a meeting and somebody really liked the concept of it and pushed it and did it once or twice and then that was it. What's stopping you from doing it full time? Especially if you've been in the business for a couple of years and you're just like, why am I still spending all this money on leads? The only way to get new clients is leads. You need people to come to your door. And no matter how much we take care of our clients and how much we hope that they send us everybody that they know, all the steps that we train our agents on to when you close the sale, when you're done. I've had agents, they'll take a selfie with themselves, but on the client's cell phone and store all their information in there. I always had people put my information in as insurance man will, because 6 months, a year down the road, some of them just a few weeks, they need to get a hold of me for anything. The chances of just, what was that guy's name? Or slim, right? Especially their family. If they had the policy for 4 or 5 years, we've only communicated a couple of times. They may have told their kids, this is my insurance guy's name or whatever. But if the kids type in insurance on their contacts when mom or dad passes away and they're trying to reach out to the agent, if they just tell them search insurance instead of my name, it's going to pop up. They'll know that, oh, this must be his insurance guy, right? All those little steps that just help. There's a small group of clients that really, people have other things to do than be our marketing for us out there. Not every conversation on a daily basis are these people just out beating the drum, right? So all these different things to drum up business. You're running a business as an agent to begin with. And I'm not knocking it. When I was solely an agent, I was a lead junkie. I didn't want any part of learning any of this. I really didn't, like, I never even considered like pushing on social media. I posted here and there, story about a funeral, this or that, and I probably had 15 messages in my career on Facebook from somebody reaching out to me about getting a policy. But if you're going to be a manager, you're going to grow an agency, or if you're just starting, you are also a marketing company. You just started two companies, whether you like it or not. You're going to have to learn CRMs, where you're going to host your site, how you're going to stay in touch with people. I'm just curious, for those of you who have done it or are getting into sort of that circle, what are you having? What are you having luck with? What systems do you like? I did Constant Contact for a couple of years, and it's not an overly hard system to run if depending on how you're running things. I had even my recruiting. I ran some stuff that filtered into that, but had somebody that we paid on a monthly basis to generate recruiting leads for me in the beginning, because My time needed to be focused on the agents that I had, training, and I was still producing and not taking the time to learn it. I feel like in the last few years, when I really started focusing on it myself, the amount of stuff I wish I would have done. The experience is the experience, right? Everybody's got to go through their own go through. But Constant Contact was a simple system for me. It was running in there once or twice a week. I would figure out some email, something to send them, some sort of post that would blow up my scheduling for a week or two, and then it would phase out. If you're new to this, one of the things I had to realize really quick was there was a system running that was generating recruits in the background. Those recruits were coming in. But as my pipeline filled up, my calendar filled up full of interviews, then just that second and third contact to reach out to get those people scheduled beyond the initial, they posted on something that came here, they looked at information, but they didn't click the button to schedule. The second and the third touches would dry up because I had all this stuff and then all the other stuff that I'm still doing. Don't do that. No matter how hungry you still are, no matter what situation you're in, if you're still in a position where it's really difficult for you to even make the leap to grow, because every moment in the beginning that you're recruiting, that you're focusing on a meeting, it's still a struggle for you sometimes just to spend 3 or 4 days with an agent because something came up financially and you need to be out producing, but you've got to suck it up and grind a little harder when you release those people. When you're in that boat, you need to put the extra time in. You'll survive on one less hour of sleep. Take an extra 30 minutes in the morning, an extra 30 minutes at night, read on something, look on it, and I feel like where I went crazy was looking at like multiple different systems and not understanding all of it. And I still don't have a grasp on the whole system, like funnel. I didn't know what the hell they were. I get it. I got the concept of the funnel, but is it set up right? When I have a landing page for a certain ad that people land on and it goes to that landing page, right? And then your drip campaign, is it going to send them emails or a text message every few days or every few weeks just to stay in contact with them until they schedule? And then that your job's not done there. Even if you schedule them, you talk to them, the hardest part, especially if you're recruiting people that are not licensed, is staying with those folks. Having a system in place for all of this, it gets overwhelming. Put one thing in place at a time, right? Like don't let yourself fail, because it's like when you're brand new to it, you don't even know that you need this other stuff. So you're just making it work. And then you find a tool, right, that helps you with this. Then you find a tool that helps you with that. And then you find a tool that helps you with this. And one of those tools, they change prices. Something changes on the way the system works, and that breaks your so-called system. Nothing talks to each other. You hold the keys to all three of it. You're pulling information from here, putting it over there, what I'm talking about. When that thing fails, when one of your pieces fails, remember, before you found the thing that made your life easier, you were still somehow figuring out how to do this. Go back to that part instead of, it's like knowing, what's the phrase? When just enough to be dangerous, right? That's one of those things that can shoot you in the foot. You're trying to grow your agency, and then you end up not doing the thing you're supposed to be doing mostly, which is recruiting and building your agency. Don't go backwards because one piece of the puzzle has messed up. I did it. I've seen people do it. You'll lose 2-3 weeks, and then you're 2-3 months before you're back to where you're at just before that. And like the reason I'm making this video was I was thinking about this the other day. It's funny. When I left Lincoln Heritage and came to Senior Life, when I started making the changes, I knew like putting all my systems in place, all my systems brand new, right? And it was like I had to stop myself from going back and thinking, well, I know I need this and this. And now I know what tools I need to fix my system or to build my system anyway. But the last thing you want to do is not drive the vehicle just because it's low on oil. Like if the thing will start and get you down the street, keep that thing moving and keep the Band-Aid on there while you're working on building and fixing that system. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. I'll send you another analogy if you need me to. When you're building an agency, if you're in the process, like what systems are you using? Where are you having issues? Because I've been through a lot of it. A lot of these systems, whether it's a marketing system, the bunch of the different AI apps, I don't just mean like ChatGPT and Claude and running a image in Grok or Gemini, like something that sets something up, your whether it's hosting, posting on your socials, creating different things, whatever it is. If you've got questions, if there's like, shoot me a DM, shoot me an email. If I can steer you in the right direction. I'm not going to ever say that the stuff that I used that I don't like won't work for other people. It was just what I needed it to do. I found out once I got it up and running and ran it long enough. Okay, this thing does this, does this. I'm not technical, if you can tell by the this thing and that thing, but I finally figured out how to eliminate a lot of those systems. I did use Go High Level for a little while. It's pretty decent, but it was built for, it's got tools to help a lot of different industries. And if, like, hopefully you don't make the mistake of accidentally signing up for, there's another company out there that basically is they're marketing to insurance agencies for recruiting and generating leads, and they're just adding a cost layer on top of Go High Levels to do the same exact thing, and they've scraped some of the actual products out of it. Doesn't make any sense. If I can remember it, I'll post it in the comments, but it works really well. But there are some things, it's just not niched down, it's not focused enough in our industry, and there are other ways to go. You can, like my whole website will basically be hosted just inside Google Sheets in the next 3 or 4 days. You want to know the difference? I don't have moving parts. I don't have the need for a massive website. Everything else it's basically a few pages, data collection that runs into my CRM and my funnels, and landing pages that send people into that. There's really difficult ways to set all that up, and there's easy ways to set it up. And honestly, if you don't want to spend any time on it, the companies that'll charge you $200 to $300 a month to do all that versus the ones that are like 30 to 40 bucks for those same apps that put it all together, spend the $300. So if you don't have the $300, figure out which one of those systems you know you will struggle with the most. Spend your money there. Do the rest of it manually, however you have to do it. Again, if you started off with nothing and we're just figuring this out, and then realize I need this tool and I need that tool, I need this software, I need that software, it's going to make my life a lot easier. It's automating everything for us. Great. But when the automation dies, don't let your business die, I guess, is the main part of my post. So if you've got questions about any systems, anything you like, I'll make a follow up and put some things in the comments on some of the systems that I've used and tie things together. But if you're building it, if you're in the process of doing this, drop in the comments. Where are you at? What are you using? What's working? What's not working? What makes your life easier, like a set it and forget it type thing? And what seemed really cool, but you constantly break it? I'm just curious.